Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Kuwait pilot stream. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City. We have today with us Rand Cooley. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us today, Rand. And Roy Van Can. Welcome aboard. Jesse Flybright, Carl Childers. Welcome. And Dougal McTavish. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you with us today in this. We have FSLTL doing its thing and being very loud. So today we are going to be conducting the very first look at the PMDG 777-200ER, which is the first native aircraft by PMDG for Micorosft Flight Sim 2024. This aircraft is, of course, fully compatible with 2020, but it has been natively built for the new sim. And, of course, PMDG needs no introduction in the world of flight sim. They create some of the highest quality add-ons, specifically Boeing aircraft. So they've created the 737, the 777, the 747, and earlier on they've also had one of the best Lockheed Martin 1011, I believe, or the MD-11. I'm not sure which one they had, but yeah, they definitely had a list of aircraft that all were exceptionally done very, very well. And the fidelity of PMDG aircraft is always second to none when it comes to Micorosft Flight Sim. Today, fortunately, we do have something to compare the PMDG 777-200 to, which is the flight factor counterpart in X-Plane 12. So I will be conducting a review of this aircraft, but I'm also going to be making sort of sharing with you my thoughts and notes that I've made sort of to compare the two add-ons in terms of the fidelity. We're going to look at the systems. We're going to look at the, of course, the visuals as we normally do. Now, as you can see, this is a very authentic representation of the 777-200ER from the visual perspective. Again, they've spared no effort in making this look really, really good and make it look very, very close. It very closely resembles its real-world counterpart. You can see the landing gear and all the details, but I will have to say that in the visuals department, right off the bat, the 777 by flight factor wins by some margin, I would say. So it's not by much, but again, if you look here at the nose gear, definitely the flight factor aircraft has a little bit more details, and it looks, to me, it looks better. It looks more believable to me than the PMDG aircraft, considering this is MSFS and photoreal textures are very much possible in Micorosft Flight Sim. I found the flight factor model to look a little better, especially when it comes to the finer details of the model. But overall, it looks pretty good. It's a very resemblant of the real aircraft, and it looks good. And I really like the 777 in the Kuwait Airways livery. This is, by the way, not the correct position for Kuwait Airways. Kuwait Airways currently departs and arrives into T4, which is the new temporary terminal built especially for Kuwait Airways. So we are here at the main terminal, which is T2 and 3. And you can see, again, Emirates, and you can see Oman Air, Jazeera, and all those aircraft will depart from this from this terminal. But nonetheless, you know, the aircraft, I think, has been built to the standards that we have come to expect from PMDG in terms of the fidelity of the visuals, the model itself, and the fine details as well. I have to say, this engine looks really, really nice. Again, you can see the rotating blades there. But again, visually, at least from the external perspective, I found that the flight factor model to be a notch better visually. All right, let's hop into the cockpit. And let's take a look here. Again, the cockpit is very much like the 777, a bit too clean for my liking, but nonetheless, very resemblant of the real aircraft. It looks pretty good. And again, I found the flight factor model to look a little bit better in my view. Just the details, again, on the panel work, I found it to be a little more... I don't know. It felt more immersive to me when I loaded the. Maybe I'll do a comparison of the two in one stream. So we'll load both of them right next to each other, and we'll take a look at both. But I found the textures here, by the way, I have no problems with the textures. They're very nice detailing across the board. You can see the details here. Let me just zoom in here so you can see, again, get some appreciation for the amount of work that PMDG has done. You can see, again, the rudder pedals, again, looks the wear and tear and the signs of heavy usage, long time usage is very apparent. You can see the panel and the scratches there. The seats are looking very nice, without a doubt. So it does look very, very nice in terms of the visual representation of what the real aircraft looks like. And we can, of course, go to the cabin here as well. And we can see the first class, business class, and the economy class. Here, I think we have the business class. I've traveled business class on Kuwait Airways, and it's actually very nice, very comfortable. The entertainment system on board Kuwait Airways is seriously lacking. If you have a long-haul flight, you'll definitely get bored out of your skull if you can't sleep. Because the entertainment system, the choice of movies is just terrible. Very, very old movies, and just not really recommended. I would say that, though, the food on Kuwait Airways flights is exceptional. It's very, very good. So yeah. Hey, Thomas, how are you doing? Hello, Alex. Welcome aboard. Mr. Valero, welcome. Glad to have you guys all here this evening for our flight aboard the 777-200ER service from Kuwait International to Dubai International. And we'll take a look at the flight plan in just a second. All right. So the new aircraft, I guess, by PMDG will now feature the new EFB. Now, this is quite an improvement from the previous EFB. You have the electronic flight bag here. You've got the manuals, performance tool, weight and balance, the ground operations, but also now you can update the Navigraph database from within the electronic flight bag. So if we go here to the electronic flight bag, we're going to say request the flight from SimBrief. And now you can see that we have the plots. I love the way it plots the flight plan there on the EFB. And then if you go to the settings here, you can put in your SimBrief alias. You can configure the aircraft. We need, by the way, today kilograms and hectopascal for the altimeter. And here we have Navigraph authentication. So the aircraft fully integrates with Navigraph charts. And if you go here to the database, you can see that you can now update the navigation database from within the electronic flight bag, which is very, very cool. And of course, this aircraft also takes PMDG version 3. So the Operations Center version 3, if I can find it for you guys, PMDG. I'm not sure if you can start it with, there we go, OC3, PMDG OC3. So it looks like we can. All right, so you can see here, looks like there is an update. I'm not sure if the update is for the aircraft or for the OC3. So I don't know if we should, I don't think I'm going to update the aircraft now, but it's reinstalling OC3. It looks like there is an update for the aircraft itself. But going here back to the electronic flight bag, we have Navigraph charts. It looks like it's finished installing now. Cannot close. Please close it manually. Yeah, probably. All right, let's just ignore that for now. And I'll figure out that. It's just, you got to see it. It's the new Operations Center for PMDG. So everything is fully configurable here. You have Navigraph charts. You can set the aircraft parameters as well, changing from imperial to metric units and so on and so forth. And this is our flight plan today. We are Kuwait Airways Flight 673, which is normally an Airbus A320neo, I believe. And so the 777 does not fly this route from Kuwait to Dubai. It's always the A320. I think Emirates flies the 777 300ER from Dubai to Kuwait and Kuwait to Dubai. So that said, we are going to start configuring the aircraft for our flight, and we are going to come here to the overhead panel. We're going to turn on the battery. The sounds are quite nice on the aircraft. They're very immersive. For somebody who's not a real-world pilot, they're just fine. And we're going to turn on the external power. Now, I have heard an account of a real-world 777 pilot who said that the sounds are good, but they are not exactly, they're not exactly resemblant of the real life sounds that you hear on the 777. So PMD just updated the 777 to build and apparently is compatible with SU2 beta. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have SU2 beta, so I think maybe we're good. All right, let's turn on the cabin utility switches here, and we are going to, we'll leave the APU for now. DEER's on, emergency lights on, window heat is, come on. Window heat is on, and we'll put the hydraulics there on auto. We'll turn these guys on. We'll leave the seatbelt sign for now. Let's come over here, and we want to do the fire overheat test. And we have the test now completed. Perfect. And all right, so let's remove that. Okay, we're good here. And next we are going to come down here, and everything here looks good. We'll leave the nav lights on, and everything else here is good. All right, perfect. All right, the aircraft is coming up now, and let's go and start the APU because the weather is quite hot in Kuwait today, and we want to make sure that the air conditioning system is started before boarding the passengers. Okay, aircraft's coming to life, and let's see here. Hello, Doug. How are you doing from Montana? I bet it is not as warm as it is in Kuwait. No more wind noise. All right. So we're waiting for the aircraft here to come. We're going to test the oxygen. Excellent. And on the first officer side as well. And all right, now we can see again. I wanted you guys to see the flicker here as the displays start coming to life. There we go. We have everything there ready now. Excellent. All right, perfect. Now we can cancel the. Let's cancel. Why is it not going away? All right, we'll worry about that a little bit later. Okay, let's come over here now. We need this to be in hectopascal, so. All right. So why is it not? Yeah, APU generator is on. Everything here is good. All right. All right. So that was just part of this startup, it looks like. Okay. So let's come down here to the FMC. And we're going to clear that, go to position init, and we can actually request the flight. All right, so we are at Oscar Kilo Kilo Kilo, which is Kuwait International. We're going to select the GPS position, insert it here. Then we're going to go to the route, and we're going to say request route. And this is our SimBrief flight plan. So Kuwait to Dubai, set payload, set fuel, select the route. It's requesting the route as we speak. We are Kuwait Airways 673 today. SU2 behaves good. Excellent. That's good to hear. All right, so let's load the flight plan here. And we're going to delete all of this stuff. All right, and what has happened here? All right, there we go. Activate, execute. Perfect. All right, so now we have the flight plan in there. We're going to go to the departure. We are going to be departing runway 33 right, which is quite a bit away from our current position, but I've decided to select this so that we can enjoy a little bit of the scenery. This scenery of Kuwait is very, very accurate. I would say it's about 95% accurate to the real airport, and the city also is done very, very well. Freeway airport, highly recommended if you like to fly in the Middle East. So runway 33 right is our departure here through the Cessna 4 Foxtrot. So next page, that's the one, Cessna 4. And then we are going to execute that, go back to the index, select the arrival into Dubai, the Voot 3 Charlie. So where's that? Voot 3 or VUT 3 Charlie. And it's the ILS 30 right. ILS 30 right. All right, let's check the transition here real quick. So 30 right is this one here. And we're going to click and see ADDONS is definitely the transition here. So we're going to select ADDONS as the transition and execute. Perfect. Next, we're going to go to the RTE page. And from there, we're going to go to the perf in. And we can accept whatever the SimBrief flight plan has for us there. It hasn't requested. Let me request this again. I'm not sure if... can we add... No, yeah. Let's wait for... I know the altitude is correct. Is it? I thought it was a little less than that. All right, so let's accept that. Yeah. Let me just double check this. It seems a bit too high. 460 nautical miles. Now that does make sense. It is 41,000. Okay. So gross weight and zero fuel. I'm not sure if we can add it there, but we can definitely get it from the sheet here. So if we go to weight and balance, import from SimBrief, and now we have the zero fuel weight here, which is 160.8. So we're going to say 160.8 and put it there. Why is it not wanting that invalid entry? Ah, it's all right. It's 16.8. Beg your pardon, guys. Why is it? Let's see here. Zero fuel 160. What is going on with it? Let's see. Gross weight is takeoff weight. Why is it not? Okay, let me go to the electronic flight bag real quick. And let's take a quick look down here. 161.2. Ah, let me make sure this is in... It is in kilos, isn't it? So why is it not wanting to... Your CDU is in pounds, not kilo. Is it? Oh, it is. I thought I changed that to kilos. All right, let's just double check here. So that's in kilograms. Weight units is in kilograms. That's very strange. All right, well, let's change this then to pounds. And let's go to the weight and balance. That's in kilos, though. What do we do now? All right, let's see if we can change this. Can we change this here, guys? Do you know? All right, let me go to menu. We're going to go to FS Actions. Fuel. All right, so everything here is indeed in pounds. So we've already said so. All right, let me go back. Return. Let's go to payload. And the zero fuel. All right, so 354.5. All right, 354.5 is the zero fuel. There we go. Go PMDG aircraft simulation. Oh, okay, got you. Thanks very much. Yes, under display. I see. Got you. All right. Well, that's all right. We have it in pounds. We just got the number there, and I think we're good. That's fine. Everything is in kilograms in this part of the world, so that's okay. All right. Let's go to takeoff. We're going to do flaps 5, and the CG is trim is 3.5, 0.25. V2 is 137. Okay. So 137 here. 137. There we go. Flight directors can go on. And cruise altitude is 41,000 feet. Right, 41,000 is set. And let's go ahead and set the altimeter, which is 1007. Auto brake to rejected takeoff. And we have everything here. Let's put this on the FMC. And we'll put it on... There we go. Takeoff reference, we'll leave it there. We'll leave this on the legs page, and let's just verify that we don't have any discontinuities along the flight route, which we don't. So we are pretty much good here. Excellent. Okay, 3.25 for the trim. So do we have our hydraulics? We do have the hydraulics, so we should be able to technically change this to 3.25. Right, that's about, let's see, that's 3.25. Okay, so that is all set, and we are all ready to go now. We'll enable that later. Okay, let's go to the checklist now. So we have a fully integrated checklist. So let's see here, checklist. And we have the oxygen's tested 100%, flight instrument, and let's set the parking brake. Excellent, parking brake is now set, perfect. And next one here, before start checklist, flight deck door is closed and locked. Right, this one here, it says this one is deactivated. This is the door lock, but it doesn't seem like it's activated. So flight deck door, passenger signs, we can turn those on. And let's turn on our fuel pumps as well. Perfect. Takeoff speeds are set. CDO pre-flight is complete. Trim 0 and 0 units checked. Taxi and takeoff briefing is complete, and we can now turn on our beacon light. Beacon light is on, and the before start check is now complete. All right, we're ready to push out of our position now here at Kuwait International. Do KAUs +5 or +10 for IAS? I am not sure. I think they use +10, Dougal. I think they use +10. So, yeah, that should be 147. Yeah. Okay, so everything here is set and ready to go. Let's bring up GSX. And we're going to prepare for push and start. Kuwait Airways. And let's take a look here at the outside. We need to remove the... All right, let me go back here. We're going to go to ground operations. We're going to remove the chocks. First, we need to release the ground power. We're going to remove the chocks. And the next thing we're going to need is with the doors.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So you can manage all your doors from within the electronic flight back. The one we're going to need is to arm the doors once the aircraft is ready to go. So actually we can go ahead and arm the doors now. Arm all doors. And all the doors are now armed. Perfect. Doors automatic. Passenger signs on. Parking brake set. Auto brake RTO.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Right, and here we go. We're getting now the pushback truck here, pushing the aircraft out of our current position. We are going to make a left turn here for the taxi for runway 33 right, which is at the far end that way. This is exactly, by the way, 33 right at Kuwait International is very close to where the new Kuwait International Airport is being built. And I'm very excited to announce that the airport is going to open for the public at the end of this year. And this is something that calls for excitement, because it is going to be one of the most advanced airports in the world. Just type in Kuwait International Airport, the new Kuwait International Airport in YouTube, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, nose to the left. There we go.
Release parking brakes.
All right, here we go. Let's hold the toe brakes. And parking brake
Commencing
released.
push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, and we have clearance to start our engines. So we're going to come over here and start the right engine first. Start. And everything is automatic on the 777, so you don't have to turn off the packs. It will automatically take care of that for you. So here we are now starting the aircraft from its cold and dark state. In terms of the maintenance module on this aircraft, I have found some very interesting things that you can do with the aircraft in terms of the maintenance. So we'll take a look at that once we land at Dubai International. But it is no way near the complexity and the depth of the flight factor 777. So there is a lot more that you can do with the 777 by flight factor. In the account from PMDG that this aircraft lives and breathes and all of that is okay. It's an okay claim to make as far as 2024 is concerned, but in my opinion, it is a lot. The flight factor aircraft is far more complex in terms of the simulation of in terms of the simulation of the maintenance. All right, let's set the parking brake. There we go. Parking brake is brake held.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
All right, let's go ahead and start the second engine here. All right, second engine is coming up. All right, and fuel. Excellent. Flaps 5.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
I'm almost sure I did the views, but I'm not sure what happened now. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so let me do this because we're gonna need those views. So let me set up a couple of views there for us for the flight. All right, let's see here. All right, that's a nice view right there.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay.
Left is clear, right is clear.
And maybe this one here for the flaps. So we can see the beautiful flaps there. Maybe that one. Oh, let's go back here. There we go. All right, that's a nice view of the wings. So we'll save that one as well. And we're going to do the opposite side. There we go. And and the engine on this side as well. Maybe this one here? Nah. Let's move a little bit further to the front. And maybe not this one. Maybe this one. There we go. Okay. And let's check our views now. Perfect. We have the views working. And we are good to go. All right, perfect. They should give streamers free copies. I think they have, Scotty. They just not everyone. I think they have a few select. The Mist looks pretty cool. Yeah, the Mist actually in this is actually it's I believe it's dust. So we do have a thunderstorm right now in Kuwait. So the weather is not really that great. Okay, so we are going to turn the taxi lights on. Everything else here, and let's do the after start check. Okay, before taxi, NTIs, recall checked, flight controls all checked, ground equipment cleared, and before takeoff checklist flaps 5, and the before takeoff checklist is complete, and we are good to go. So parking brake, again, we need to release parking brake here, and let's go. Look at those engines, guys. Yeah, visually, again, PMDG does create some of the best add-ons for flight sim. But again, when I compared this to the Flight Factor aircraft, I have found that the Flight Factor model really visually looks better, which it was a little bit surprising for me, because I know normally by X-Plane standards, visually everything in Microsoft Flight Sim looks a lot better, but not for this Flight Factor aircraft. Okay, we're going to put the terrain on the captain's side. We'll put the weather on the first officer's side. There we go. And before I forget, we are going to set the transponder. So let me come over here real quick. All right, TARA. Perfect. And all's good. All right, LNAV and VNAV are both enabled. All right. All right, let's make the turn here, and runway 33 right at the far end of the airport here. I'll be able to maybe show you where the new airport is being built, and this is an airport that really takes into account clean energy. It is designed by a Turkish company, and it really is something else. It really is something else. So. It's going to be a lot from a technology perspective. It's going to be far more advanced than Doha International, Dubai International. It's going to be really one of a kind and one of the best in the region and in the world. So I really can't wait for this airport to open. Maybe once it is open for the public, I will do a tour of the airport for you guys. Okay, we have IFR Captain just joining the stream. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. And yeah, this is the military hangar. So there's some military aircraft normally parked there. In this part of the airport, you'll see a lot of general aviation and smaller jets. So yeah, the airport has been very busy lately. So yeah, there we go. Here's again a look at the beautiful 777-200ER by PMDG. Very nice scenery by Yahya, the creator of the airport. Now, in terms of the ground handling, looks like there's an aircraft taking off just now. Looks like which airline was that? Couldn't see the tail very clearly. Some of the airport services are here, located in this area as well, and the tower. The engine sounds are exceptional, yeah. Although a real-world pilot has said that the sounds are not really that great. Anyway, they often do, but Q8 prefers to. Yeah, I do. I do. I like to purchase my add-ons so that I can remain totally unbiased, guys, and give you my honest reviews on add-ons. I think this is something very, very important. And when I do get something, when the developer says, I will give you something to test out or showcase, then to me, that's okay as long as the developer agrees with me beforehand that I will first indicate that, that the add-on was provided free of charge for me to showcase on the channel, and that he's okay to accept any criticism. Normally, any constructive criticism, of course. Normally, what I do before, in just out of respect for the developer and for the fact that he's given me like a copy of his add-on to showcase, what I normally do is I send them a detailed email of my review. I tell them what are the good points, the bad points, what I thought of the aircraft, what I think of the sounds, the modeling, and also to let them know if I've encountered any issues. I also tell them things about how I found the installation. The installation of this aircraft, by the way, is very, very easy through the Operations Center, the new version of the Operations Center. So, yeah, PMDG is again, very serious about their quality assurance and quality control. So, I just find the FF more... so my desk vibrates during the takeoff and startups. The 777 is definitely the sounds on the 777 by flight factor is much better in my view than this PMDG 777. I thought they've done a really good job. Yeah, it was a long taxi to runway 33 right, and if you look here, so this area here, guys, this area here is where the new airport is being built. So I think you can see it here. You can see this little thing coming this way. So all of this area here is the new airport. So yeah, really, really excited about that. All right, the cabin is ready, and we are going to make the turn here for runway 33 right. We'll be on our way to Dubai International. This is Kuwait International, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you with us this evening. Still like the PMDG a lot, but I have the 200 from FF. I have PMDG 300, and yeah. All right, so here's our turn. You know what? We'll just go a little farther away to the far end there of the taxiway and make the turn. Everything's looking good. I've done one test flight in the 777 by PMDG thus far, and it was all right. It had some issues with the VNAV, but the VNAV calculations were not all that great, but it could have been just the flight plan or something on my end. I don't know, but anyway, we're good here. Landing lights on, runway turn-off lights on, and strobe lights on. Taxi lights can go off. You guys want an external view for the takeoff? I think we have to do that. Let me set up the view here. So we'll do it on this side. There we go. All right. All right, here is 33 right. We are cleared for takeoff. And we left this on, so let's turn that off. Okay, here we go, folks. Check out those sounds. And toga. Airspeed alive. V1, rotate. And positive rate of climb. Gear is going up. Those sounds are really, really good. And this is a beautiful view there. Check out the wing flex there. Very, very nice indeed. Love the details there on the flaps. Very nice. And back in the cockpit, things are looking good. Right, we can retract the flaps. Flaps 1. No, flaps up. Alright, there we go. And we'll just wait for the flaps here. Alright, perfect. Flaps are up. All right, and autopilot is engaged. I have a question. I purchased the engine expansion pack from Flight Factor. Do the engines change automatically by selecting, for instance, a GE or RR equipped plane? I think you have to change the engines yourself, but once you change it from the electronic flight bag, it will remain. So it will change the way the engines look. Yes, I don't know if it's automatic per livery. I am not really sure about that. All right, we're coming up to 10,000 feet. So landing lights off, runway turn-off lights off. And we'll put the fasten seatbelt sign, non-smoking on auto. And we continue here the climb. Let's set this to 40 nautical miles. Again, you can have a better look now at the panel work here by PMDG. Flying over Kuwait City. Green Island. Kuwait Towers right there. Like Tolis does with its liveries. Yeah, I don't think that it does that at this point. I really think the 200, the dimensions just look right and in proportion. Yes, it does. All right, 13,000. Altimeter set to standard. And we'll set this to 80 nautical miles here as we continue our climb to 41,000 feet. So far, I haven't really found anything different in the way you operate the 777-200 as opposed to the 300. Now, one thing I kind of miss in the, by the way, let's do the, well, we've done the after takeoff, so the next one is the descent. All right, so we'll leave that alone. The one thing I do miss in the, that I kind of got accustomed to in the flight factor aircraft is how the radio operates. So you can actually operate the radio here, but it doesn't really do anything. So, by the way, we can put here the mic, and we can turn on VHF1 here and here. So we'll turn both of these on. But if you go to the cabin in it, as you can see here, now you have the PA, you have the ground crew. Obviously, we're not on the ground. But if I go to PA, it says, you know, PA call. So PA in use, but it really doesn't do anything. If you go to the directory here, you can, you know, select PA, and you can say like PA main or PA priority, but it doesn't really, I mean, it's not really going to do anything. It is simulated just for the sake of completeness, but there is no apparent function. The functions are not simulated, but you can definitely go for ground crew and all that. So I can end the call here and go to ground crew. Wow, it calls ground crew while we're in the air. That's cool. Which, yeah, okay, so yeah, this is something that again is not available in the PMDG version. But what I was really happy to see is the fact that you can, this aircraft, you can set up ETOPS without a problem, because we can put alternate airports. So as you can see here, this is simulated. This is something missing in the flight factor aircraft, which I think, by the way, is essential for the 777, and I hope that that flight factor would program that into their FMC, and this is again something to it's really something that to the testament of PMDG as one of the greatest add-on developers in our hobby. The FMC I have found to be a lot better than the flight factor aircraft. So the flight factor aircraft unfortunately has a lot of functions missing at this point. While it is in beta, I understand that, but there are some very important functions, because the 777 is it's an ETOPS capable aircraft, and normally it's flown using ETOPS. So this is something you can totally do. There is, by the way, a full tutorial that I've done on how to program ETOPS into the 777. But yeah, there is alternate airports. So here everything is programmed here, and you'll be able to use it. So I think when it comes to the actual FMC, I believe that the PMDG aircraft wins that, wins the points there as far as the accuracy and the functionality, as opposed to the flight factor aircraft. I followed your tutorial for ETOPS. Thanks to you, I know how to do ETOPS. Well, Nathaniel, I'm very glad that it has worked for you. I'm new to X-Plane 12 and have been a little disappointed with Toll's price structure compared to Phoenix, but just seen that they done A330 Neo. Take my money. Well, I'll tell you what, though, Scotty. Tollus has put in significant amount of hours into developing their Airbus fleet of aircraft, and they are now. I don't know if you've seen the recent post from Tollus, but Airbus is now using Tollus for a number of training purposes over at Airbus. This is how good the Tollus aircraft is. It's being used by Airbus themselves. So if you want an accurate simulation of the aircraft, not just in terms of the systems, but also the implementation of fly-by-wire, implementation of the aircraft systems, flight model, the physics, ground physics, all of that, you can't really go wrong with Tollus. And I think for that, I think it justifies the price. So they have done something that very, very closely resembles the real thing. Not too many of us can compete with Phoenix pricing for sure. Yeah, pricing-wise, yeah. Phoenix is very smartly priced, I have to say. Is there any ETOPS tutorial for the A350? I can do one, for sure. The ETOPS, in terms of the procedure, it really is pretty much the same thing as long as you understand the concept. If you understand the concept, then you need to do the same things in a McDo. So you need to know how to select your alternates, enter the equal time point, and things like that, and you should be able to do it without trouble. I did see that actually it has to say something for sure. Yes, for sure. So we are now flying over the Persian Gulf, heading over to Dubai International. You can see the skies are clear. There's a little bit of clouds there, but it's going to be a flight over the Persian Gulf, so very uninteresting scenery. But nonetheless, I really like this route. I've flown this route many, many times in real life, and hence I decided to do it for our inaugural flight today for the PMDG 777-200ER. Yeah. I'm, by the way, very glad that PMDG is finally in 2024. A lot of people have asked me, why haven't you flown the PMDG for so long? And the answer, of course, is I removed Micorosft Flight Sim 2020 from my PC. So. Also, do you know if there are any future plans to have a better autogen for X-Plane 12 without having to download all this ortho? That's the only reason I haven't tried X-Plane. Well, Nathaniel, I don't think that Laminar is ever going to do that. That said, though, there are alternatives. So you can use map enhancement, or you can use auto ortho. If you don't want to use, if you don't want to make your own tiles, though I do highly recommend that you create your own tiles for X-Plane. They look a lot better in my view. But you have map enhancement, you have auto ortho, and those will pretty much do what Micorosft Flight Sim does of downloading satellite imagery. So yeah, there are some good tutorials also for both map enhancement and auto ortho by our very good friend Rishal Mack. You'll be able to find those tutorials on the X-Plane org, and maybe our moderators will post the links there for you guys to check them out. Right, so 34,000 feet, and beautiful livery. The Kuwait Airways livery, just really, the new livery is really very, very nice. Again, I don't like the contrails in FS20 and 24. Very unrealistic looking. But yeah, there you go. And here is a wing view for you guys as we continue our climb to 41,000 feet. What looks better, ortho for XP, map enhancement, or auto ortho? if I'm to order them, I would give the first ranking for Ortho for XP, so create your own tiles, and actually gives you a lot of control over you know, the zoom levels. So normally what I do is I have higher zoom levels near the airport so that, you know, the approach looks better, and then lower zoom levels outside. But Ortho 4 XP will give you the best experience. It is the most realistic of them all. Map enhancement is number 2 in terms of how the textures actually look, and I would rank Auto Ortho number 3. So the reason I put map enhancement higher than Auto Ortho is for 2 reasons. One, the setup is easier, and number 2, the actual tiles look a lot better than Auto Ortho. So it looks like that Map Enhancement Pro has a better source for the data. So that's what I would recommend if you don't want to create your own ortho photos. For me, though, quite honestly, guys, I don't really mind flying over, you know, X-plane default scenery. Most airports now will have the immediate vicinity around the airport with the photoreal textures. So, and that is good enough for me, I think. Most of the time when you're at, you know, 40,000 feet, I really don't care what's underneath. I just want to make sure the cockpit looks good, and that does it for me. Graphically not as detailed as some other craft, but PMDG optimized it for performance. Yes, they do. And that's totally okay. So it's totally fine that they optimize things for, you know, for performance. Especially considering how demanding 2024 is. But again, in terms of the details, I still like the Flight Factor aircrafts a lot more than this one. Maybe we'll take a look after this stream. I don't know. Okay, so if I go to the next page, let's go to the last page here, and it's RW30 right. So RW30 right, and if we take a quick look here, 30 right, let's see. So approach course is 299, and 10 nautical miles, and we add that there, and we're gonna also put 299, and we're gonna say 20, and add that there, and that's it. Now if we go to the flight plan, alright, and we're gonna step through, and we should be able to now see this is top of descent, and now here are our couple of rings here, the 2 rings that we've created. One is at 20 nautical miles, and the other is at 10 nautical miles, and this is only done for situational awareness. All right, perfect. So this is all done now. We'll go back to the legs page here, and we'll switch this back to map. All right, perfect. All right, and we're almost at our cruise altitude now, 41,000 feet. Feels like P3D. Yeah, kind of. Sorry to bother you again. Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Again, this is why I'm here, guys. So please don't feel sorry. Please fire away if you have any questions. Sorry to bother you again, but have you had issues where, for some reason, when you type in your fuel and 0 fuel weight on the PMDG, it seems automatically when you start coding with GSX? I hadn't really had any issues with the FMC. The Phoenix feels alive though, so I don't think it's a sim limitation. I think it's PMDG themselves. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I somehow thought that there was something seriously wrong with 2024, but I'm now starting to realize that it's actually per aircraft, because the Inibuilds, the way the Inibuilds A350 flies is just, to me, it's off. And again, a lot of pilots have had the same comment. When I flew the Phoenix the other day, it felt so real, and the fly-by-wire on the Phoenix is just amazing. Probably the best implementation for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 of the fly-by-wire is in the Phoenix A320. It's just really phenomenal. Very well done. Right, on this side is more than likely Iran, over this side, and on the other side it would be Saudi Arabia on the other side here. So yeah, this side is Saudi Arabia, and yeah. And alright, we can take a quick look here now at progress page. Alright, so the top of descent is 210 nautical miles, so not too far. I'm going to come here and we're going to go ahead and set up the speed. So flaps 30 and 134 for the speed, final approach speed. Come on, there we go. That's done. The ILS, of course, is automatically set, so we don't need to worry about it here. And we're all good. Excellent. I got a hold of on this aircraft. It shouldn't be full price for people who own the 300ER. Phoenix has the right idea when creating variants. Hopefully PMDG will get the message and follow through. Well, I agree 100% with you guys. It is really, well, I agree and kind of disagree. Well, I'll give you my account on this. And I saw a message from Blue Games also complaining about the same. Now, when I consider, for example, the 737, the variants, all the variants of the 737, the 600, 700, and the 800. Then we saw the PMDG 777-200ER, and I think I'm not sure the freighter version ever released for. I think it did for 2020. But considering that this aircraft is the very first native aircraft for 2024, I assume that a lot more work has gone into making sure that this aircraft works exactly the way it should, being a native aircraft in 2024. And they are not charging an upgrade fee for any of the aircraft that you already own for 2020 when they become available for 2024. So they are not charging you for the 300ER or the 737s that you have. Those will become available in your account once they are ready for 2024. So, in a way, PMDG have the Boeing market wrapped up in MSFS, so doubt they'll change without competition. That's also true, Dougal, so I agree. But if I want to give them the benefit of doubt and maybe defend their position a little bit, that would be my defense in their favor. That yes, while they've charged the full price for this aircraft, it is their very first native aircraft for MSFS 2024. So what about the 777 version 2 versus PMDG 777? I think travel video, we talked a little bit about that. My honest opinion is there, in most departments, I think the flight factor 777 wins hands down in a lot of departments, and that includes the visual department, the operation, the simulation. The only area where I feel PMDG is superior is the FMC. And this is because they have a lot of experience with developing the FMC for the 777 in all the other sims. And I think it's pretty much the same. So they do have that experience. And you can fully configure the FMC in the PMDG version of the 200 and the 300 for that matter, exactly like you would in real life. There are some functions still missing in the Flight Factor version. I do understand it's beta, but other than the FMC, everything else, I think the Flight Factor wins by some margin. So, yeah. They did the exact same thing with the 737. Oh, they did, huh? FF7 very well, but I heard FF7 can't control. It does control VNAV very well. Yeah, it's still again in beta, but it definitely works very, very well. Very well. VNAV still works very well in the Flight Factor aircraft. It works. It just really works, guys. There are a few situations where it doesn't work. I don't think that we will all encounter those situations. Hey there, Swarty AV. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Welcome. So, yeah. Then we can see here we can see Iran here to our left. Again, this is, I mean, sky colors in 2024, they don't look all that great, to be honest. And the sun doesn't look right either. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, looking gear, 163 nautical miles, perfect. So we're almost there. Why does this feel not different than X-Plane 12? Well, maybe X-Plane 12 is getting better, or 2024 is getting worse, I don't know. Yeah, so X-Plane 12 uses blade element theory for the calculation, whereas the ESP platform uses lookup tables. Very different ways of simulating the flight model. But the FF777 is very expensive. In my view, the 777 by Flight Factor is worth every penny. Even though it's still in beta, and some items are still not operational, I still think that it's probably the best available 777 simulation available today. I just really want them to fix or add the functionality of the alternate airports so that we can properly program ETOPS for the long-haul flights, where ETOPS are required. So right now, you can't really do that, which is really a bummer, if you ask me. But, yeah. Hopefully, it's work in progress. So, one aircraft that I haven't reviewed on the channel is the COWS DA62, I believe. And let me tell you guys, the DA by COWS is probably one of the best general aviation aircraft for 2024 today. This Friday, Just Flight is going to release their fleet of Piper aircraft for Microsoft Flight 2024. So tomorrow is the date. And I'm quite excited because I really like Just Flight. I really like their Piper aircraft, so we're going to get a chance to take a look at them. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video or we're going to do a stream where we just bring in all the fleet in one stream. We'll see about that. And one thing that I am planning that I would like to share with you guys is channel members have been I've been supporting the channel for so long without really something excuse me, without really something material. So I know that everyone who's joined as a captain, they've joined just to support the channel, and I am truly and forever grateful for all the support that you guys have shown. But I have now decided to bring something to channel members, which is going to be a shared flight where you can spend 30 minutes with me, either for a like one-on-one tutorial. So I will you'll join me in a session in a shared flight environment, and we will together, I will show you around, so you can ask me any questions, help you configure the aircraft. You want me to help you configure your sim, take a look at your setup. So that is going to be available for channel members very soon. Or you can say, hey Q8, let's go and do a flight together. And that is going to be a longer session where you'll join me on my Saturday streams, and we'll have one of you guys, one of the channel members who wants to join, will be able to basically schedule a time with me and do a shared complete flight, where we kind of do checklists together, and takeoffs, landings, and things like that. So I am very excited about this new feature, or this new sort of perk that I will be providing for the channel members very soon. We're working some things out. I'm also very happy to report that the Q8 Pilot website is being worked on now and should be live, I don't know, maybe in a month's time. I really don't have much time on my hands, folks, but I'm trying my best to sort of, bring a little bit of new things into the channel, sort of a little bit more interactivity with you guys, because it's something not just useful. I think it's something I really enjoy myself, and I have found that interacting with you guys, whether it's here in chat, whether on Discord or over email, is something I thoroughly enjoy, and I really would like to take it to the next level in terms of interactivity. This is a great idea of doing shared fly. Yeah, thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate it. And maybe you guys also can come and share. I know, Dougal, you're a very, very capable wingman. So I know we can have a lot of fun with this in the coming days, months, weeks. Okay, thank you for reminding me. But are they making it for MSFS 2024? I think there's. I'm not following that conversation very well. Is just flight the A146 going to 146? I think so. I agree. I haven't tried the cows, so it's gonna be down. But I'm beyond cooked on the Duke. Yeah, Duke's very good. Cows down, and the black square. Duke definitely seemed to be the best GA in 2024. By the way, is the Duke now available in 2024? Because I wasn't sure if it's actually available for 2024 or not. I have been wanting to buy this aircraft because I've heard some very good. Actually, what made me want to get it is V1 after watching his stream. I know I've made him purchase a lot of aircraft based on his account, so I think he's going to make me buy that one. Oh, thank you very much, Dougal. I appreciate that. King Bob's Kingdom, welcome. Works not native for 2024, but it does work. All right, perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. It is not officially compatible with 2024, but it does work fully. The only thing you can't do is... I never liked the 2024 walk-around anyway, so... yeah, that's something I can skip for sure. Yeah, 2024, generally speaking, has improved, but it's still not there, I think. still needs work. So I'm hopeful that the SU update 2, sim update 2, will fix a lot of the issues that we've been having with even after service or sim update 1, especially loading of airports, which is just a mess in this version of 2024. I'm not sure what those are. Are those like little clouds? This one looks like a cloud, but I'm not sure what that is. Strange, we don't see any aircraft, do we? FSLTL, by the way, works perfectly in 2024, and I noticed that the performance is actually not as bad as 2020 when you have FSLTL enabled. So if I go here to the FPS count, take a quick look, we're getting 134 FPS with FSLTL running. But again, this is not a very good test because we don't really have any scenery here. It's all flight over water, so not a very good indication. But I've noticed that FSLTL does not really affect performance in 2024 like it does in 2020. I'm waiting for FS24 update 2, which I think should have been what the launch was supposed to be. I agree. Then I will purchase the Cow's Diamond. Well, Doug, I'll tell you, that's probably a good approach on your part, but I think you will enjoy the Cows right now just the same. Just really a very, very nice aircraft. Very well done. The sounds are exceptionally very well done. I have loads of money to invest into X-Plane, but don't want to buy X-Plane 11 aircraft in the hope they will port to X-Plane 12. Well, I think most of the developers have now ported their aircraft with the exception of FlyJason, which they did port the Q400, their most popular and I think most successful aircraft. But we're still waiting for the 727 and 737, and I really am not sure what's going on with those, because it's been a while. It's been over a year when they said that they were working on them and that they are close to their release for X-Plane 12, but then nothing happened. So, yeah, I need to probably DM Jack and see what's going on there. I'm wondering if MS-24 detailed bugs have been fixed. I haven't been checking on 2024 lately. Yeah, I think a lot of people have just kind of left 2024 on the back burner until things are ironed out and fixed. Hendrik says Hot Start TBM is not ported. Yeah, that's true. They ported a lot of their aircraft. I think well, I think they have the TBM and then they have the Challenger. So the Challenger works, but Sim Update 2 is now closed and will fix many issues. Well, fingers crossed, Dougal. Right, top of descent is right ahead of us, and if we look here, 61 nautical miles. Let's very quickly grab our platform altitude, 3,000 feet. So I'm going to reset this to 3,000, and the aircraft should begin to descend automatically. There we go, 3,000 is set. We do have traffic here on the TCAS, so we're seeing the traffic, but are we getting any traffic here? I can't see a thing. Yeah, I don't see any traffic in this sim, but we do have it on the display, so maybe the aircraft is not close to us. At least we should be able to see the contrails, which we don't. Yeah, those are very close to us. Strange. Right. By the way, holds are implemented again in the PMDG here, so you can definitely do holds if that's what you choose to do. We've seen the fixed page, and of course all the system pages are also. Let me just go here real quick. All right, and if we go to the electrical page, again fully modeled, and hydraulics, fully modeled, fuel, air, door page here, and this is for the trim, and of course we have the comms and nav. We can put nav here and your checklist. Now for the comms, I think you can use CPDLC. So here again we have the flight information, and you can request your taxi or ATIS and things like that. So if I put here, just go here real quick, and what do we have? We have not sure how you can. At the airport, speed brake extended. Yeah, I'm not sure. It takes it from. Let me see here. There we go. Let's try it again. O-N-D-B. There we go. And let's see if that works. No, I don't think it works. I think we need the Hoppy login to be entered. I don't think I've done that. So, yeah, it's not there. Well, you have it though. I mean, it works. If you have the Hoppy login, you will be able to use all these functionalities. But yeah, I haven't entered my user ID, so that's why it doesn't work. The one thing that bugs me is that when I import a flight plan with SimBrief in the world map and I change the starting point to a gate, I have to load again because it changes to a straight line. I'm not sure I follow your question or your comment there. I'm trying to think. Import a flight plan with SimBrief. Okay, got you. Now I understand what you're saying. Normally what I do is I never use the SimBrief, the built-in SimBrief in the sim, so I don't use that plugin. What I always do is I always load up the SimBrief flight plan separately, and I just pick the position, load the aircraft there, and then I do everything from either the electronic flight bag, from the FMC if the FMC or McDo allows it, or I just do it manually. And that will ensure that you always have the correct flight plan entered into the flight management computer. I only use the SimBrief planner separately. Yeah, I do the same, Google. I do the same. Again, I am very, very aware that, most of the channel followers and friends are X-Plane fans, and I know that you guys probably prefer that I do X-Plane all the time, and I completely understand that, but again, I have to show whatever comes in the flight sim world, especially something of the significance of the PMDG 777-200ER. Now, having flown this aircraft now in 2024, would I recommend buying this aircraft? Now, if you already have the PMDG 777-200ER and you've made the investment, then quite honestly, guys, I do not recommend that you spend more money on this 200ER variant unless there is something very specific about this 200ER variant that you like or want, or that you're maybe you want to learn. Maybe you're a real-world pilot, or maybe just out of curiosity. But if you are on a budget, this aircraft, in terms of the experience, I don't think it will give you anything more than the 300ER. And the 300ER will be available free of charge for you once it is available for 2024. So I don't recommend really that you purchase this aircraft because it won't offer you anything extra over the 300ER. As a matter of fact, I like the 300ER better. It's a better looking airplane. So yeah, I definitely nothing wrong, by the way, with the aircraft. So it flies okay. It resembles the 737 properly. It's got a nice sound pack. The visuals are stunning. They're amazing, and of course the depth of system simulation is very complex. So it's very, very well developed aircraft by PMDG. Again, we expect this standard and this level of complexity and fidelity from PMDG. But we've begun, by the way, the automatic descent now towards Dubai International. But again, if you have the 300ER, then I don't think that it makes a whole lot of sense to spend as much on the 777-200ER. That would be my personal opinion and recommendation for anyone who is looking to purchase this add-on for Micorosft Flight Sim. I also prefer the 200ER. I see. I like the 200 as it gives access to many more smaller airports. Yes, that's true. That is true. I think it looks better. Yeah, again, that's I'm a Boeing guy, by the way, so I like Boeing aircraft all the same. But the 300ER just looks so majestic. When you take a look at the aircraft at airports or when it's taken off or landing, it looks amazing. So I'm wondering if any people like the 200LR, the long range, better than anything else. Any other variants of the 777? Oh, right. So we can see a lot of traffic here ahead. Let's put this on 40. Looks like we have a whole bunch of traffic ahead of us here as we start our descent towards Dubai International, and things are looking good. Still, Iran is to our left and Saudi Arabia to our right as we begin the approach into Dubai International. Right, send checklist recall, check, nose taken, auto brake is 2. Landing VRF and minimums, let's check the minimums here real quick. So we are a Cat 3, so decision height is 50. So let's do 50. Oh, come on. All right, we're setting the barrier here. Because I use DLA, you'll see that the numbers will blur as they change. Some numbers do, some numbers don't. Alright, there we go. That is now set, and we're all configured perfect. I didn't have the 300ER, but I'm really enjoying the PMDG 200. I also have the flight factor can go between both. That's perfect. I just like the knowledge that is in the chat. Just learned so much. I do too, Doug. Believe it or not. Yeah, I learn a lot from you guys. So you're some very knowledgeable people. Why DH instead of Barrow? Well, I think for Cat 3 is radio, isn't it? So you have DH. Yeah. This is Cat 2 and this is a Cat 3, so it's decision height, correct? Cat 3 is radio, yeah. So that needs to go to radio. And we need to set that to 50. Right. Yeah, sorry it was on Barrow. And now we have... Alright, so let's set that here real quick. There we go. Okay, all set. Perfect. What do you guys think? Looks pretty cool, huh? I really like the livery, the Kuwait Airways livery. One of the things in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and 2024 is that you can't really see the strobe lights unless you bring the... Now you can see the strobe light is blinking, but from the distance you don't really see it, which is, again, something that needs fixing for sure. Is that an aircraft right there? I think it is. It's definitely an aircraft right below us right there. All right, well, we'll switch this to terrain, and let's see here. I think everything's good. Yeah, the livery is quite nice. I really like the new livery, the new Kuwait Airways livery. I think it's pretty cool. You can still see the old livery at the airport. Some of the aircraft are still not painted with the new colors, but I really like the new one. It's very modern, and yeah, it's good. Right, here's a look at our beautiful wings here. And those beautiful General Electric engines. So yeah, definitely if you do not have the PMDG 777-200ER, then it would make sense to purchase this aircraft. Price-wise, it is on the higher side, in my view, especially if you've already made an investment in the 300ER. But the only thing that is that comes into the defense of PMDG is that this is their very first native aircraft for 2024. So I can understand why they've charged the full price for this aircraft as opposed to giving it at a discounted price for those who already purchased the 300ER. The livery looks very good on their A330-800 as well. Yes, they do. They visit Eham or Visberg. Yes, they do, and it looks very, very nice. Yeah, I agree. So I am planning a stream either on Saturday or on Sunday. I still am not sure. And it will definitely be an X-Plane stream. And we might be taking a look at the Flight Factor A320, which is going to conclude our sort of tour of the Flight Factor fleet. So recently we've done the 777, the A350, the 767, and the 757. We have two remaining. We have the Flight Factor A320 and the 767-200ER, which I might also... it's not very different from the 767 300. Maybe the cockpit is, but everything else is kind of the same. But we'll definitely take a look at those in the upcoming streams. I was asking this earlier, can you make me understand why the flight factor is better than PMDG? Why can it do ETOPS with FF even though ETOPS is supposed to be a common function for long haul? So if you recall, at the beginning of the stream, I've explained what are the areas where the flight factor aircraft excels over PMDG, and I think in just about every respect, the PMDG by flight factor, I think, is the superior aircraft, in my opinion. Again, you don't have to agree with it. Where I believe PMDG is better is in the FMC. So the flight management computer is better. It's got all the functionality required by the PM in real life. So it's a better representation of what you'd see in real life. The ETOPS, when you program the ETOPS, you need to set the alternate airport. So after you put in your equal time point, you need to set up the alternate airports, and this is something you currently cannot do in the flight factor version because the function is still under development, so it's work in progress, and for that reason you're unable to use it. So you can't use the phone here as well. Alright, so let's just bring some lights there. Alright, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting pretty close now to Dubai. Hello there, Sim Crash Flyer 2907, welcome. Airbus could have chosen Phoenix Flight Simulator or Fly-by-Wire. Why? They choose TOLUS. The competition was extreme and TOLUS won. That indicates TOLUS makes very good, makes the very finest Airbus. Well, Samuel, that is testament to the accuracy and the fidelity of TOLUS aircraft. I believe, by the way, the lead developer of TOLUS used to work for Airbus, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, I'm not sure, but I think he used to work for Airbus. And that's where he has a lot of knowledge about the aircraft. He's a PhD guy, so he's a very, very smart person. I've met him during FS Expo 2023. Very, very nice guy. Very small team that works on TOLUS, but very capable team. And they are just very, very sweet. Just very, very nice family. So, so definitely, we are, let's go to, there we go, 1004 is the altimeter. We are at 13,000. Looking good here as we arrive into Dubai. So I think Airbus would want XB as well, as it's FAA approved in the Pro version. That is also correct, yes. That is also correct. Also, Fly-by-Wire is not a company like TOLUS. Yep. Like 12,000 feet, we're looking good. We can see the 20 and 10 nautical mile rings ahead of us there. Again, guys, those rings are created only for situational awareness. And we can see Dubai right there. So what do you guys think? Am I going to butter the landing today, or am I going to make a complete mess out of it? Let's take a look at the weather conditions here at Dubai International. Let's go to weather, and 256 knots. So yeah, not bad. Things are good. Visibility okay. The weather conditions are clear skies, and visibility is fine as well. Perfect. FMC message. Drag is required. That's okay. We are good, I think. Alright, approach briefing is complete, and the next checklist is the approach checklist. Altimeters are set, and then we go next, and the one is the landing checklist next. Perfect. Right, I need to do something, and I'll be right with you guys. Alright, I am back now, just in time for the arrival into Dubai. And let's see here. Looks like there's a lot of traffic. Let's put this on 20. Yeah, you can see a lot of traffic departing from Dubai International. We are almost there now, folks. We are at 10,000 feet, so landing lights on. You know, earlier today, I was watching a musical performance. Now, I don't know how many of you know that I play an instrument, which is called the oud. It's O-U-D. And so I'm big on music. I love music. I play music. I sing. I don't have a very nice voice, but yeah, I love music. So I was watching one of the things that always kind of made me wonder, and I'm very curious about. And by the way, I did play with bands before, so I used to do it. It's a hobby, but I'm quite proficient. I've been playing the instrument for more than 30 years now, so I'm very, very proficient, and I have a very good technique when I play the instrument. But what always catches my attention when I watch performances, especially when it's in like a band playing at the maestro. The maestro is absolutely just irrelevant. It's just unuseful thing. I don't know why he just sits there with his little stick and he starts jumping around, and it's just like he conducts this and he tells them when to start, and that's not true, because I played with bands before and I don't even look at him, and he keeps jumping around. They do some really funny things. If anybody knows why they do what they do, and why can't they just stand still and just move their hands? Why do they have to jump and do like funny things. I just don't get it. And you know, I hear some of the I go and read the comments and they say, oh, this Maestro is really, really good. It's like, really? So, I don't get it, guys. I understand I play the guitar and I sing, and I've been compared to Bob Dylan on a bad day. Oh, that's funny. Is it always fretless? It is fretless, yes, always, yes. It's for entertainment. It's nicer to look. Yeah, that's probably it. But why would they have to do these funny things? I mean, it's just what I don't get is the funny moves that they do. They really look funny, man. I tell you, they make me laugh. I mean, nothing else. But yeah, totally off topic there. Sorry, guys. I just had to throw that in there. I was watching it earlier today, and I thought, you know, guys, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice here, just right before we land into Dubai. And this advice is really going to work, and it's going to work a lot better for those of you after the age of 30, maybe, or if your life has higher levels of stress for any reason. So to de-stress, one of the things I used to do in the past was I like to stay current with what's happening in the world and current events. So every day on the radio, as soon as I get in the car, I drop my son to school, and then I either listen to BBC, Voice of America, CNN, one of those radio stations, and I just get the news, or Jazeera, or the local news. And when I get to work, I actually arrive in a not a very good state, because the news is not there to inform you. So news is not designed to inform you. It's designed to control your thoughts and maybe instill fear, and you just feel that the world is probably going to collapse. So for the last 2 years, what I've been doing is I've been listening to music. Sometimes classical music, sometimes I listen to songs, but I completely stopped looking at the news, and I don't really want to know what is happening in the world. It just really does not add any value to the quality of life. And sometimes I hear the news from colleagues at work. Oh, did you hear about this? Did you know that this has happened and that has happened? But my advice is listen to music on your way to work, on your way back home. It helps, relaxes you. It is a beautiful thing to listen to, and it will really, really reduce the amount of stress in your life. I play some guitars. What? That's very cool, Alex. Yeah, maybe we'll connect someday on Discord, and I will show you the oud, and maybe you can play some guitar for me. Thank you, Robert John. Stop counting at 17. Yeah. I'm playing the keyboard. Wow, we have a lot of music fans here on the Q8 Pilot channel. That's pretty cool, guys. Maybe one day we'll all get on Discord and we'll do a music session. Please drop a pic. I actually have I have a picture that the owner of one of the shops here in Kuwait is taken of me, holding a very, very expensive oud. God, I wish I had the money to buy it, but it was a very expensive. It's like a $7,000 oud, and it's made from, parts of it is made from the bear claws. So I really want it, but it's very, very expensive.
Traffic.
Guys, look at that. There's an Emirates. Looks like it's a 777, and it's right in front of us right there. That's pretty cool. It's good to see it. It's good to finally see some traffic. So we're going to continue here to. Yeah, we can actually go to. I don't think we need. We'll see. We'll take a look. We'll monitor our altitude, and once we are at the platform altitude, maybe we'll fly direct to ADDONS right there. Yeah, it's going to complain about the traffic because we can see the aircraft right there.
Descend. Descend.
Ah, there's something. Hang on. Oh, look at that, guys. There's another one right below us. Holy moly. Well, we don't get to see that often. Just about the same speed, by the way. Thank you very much there, Spawning Salmon. Appreciate it. Honesty Erasto. There is another plane. Yes, indeed. Now, the scenery here looks really, really nice. And by the way, this is how Dubai looks. If you've been to Dubai, this is exactly how it looks on this approach. Where's that other aircraft? Is it still there? All right. Right, 5,000. Now things are starting to look nice. Don't you guys think that FSLTL sounds are so loud? Yes, they are. They are very loud. If you want, guys, I can turn it off. And for the remainder of the flight, if that's what you want. I would love to. I live near Bosman with the Gibson Custom Factory. They stopped giving tours, but would love to go on one. Oh, wow, cool. Yeah, FSLTL has really very, very loud sounds. I agree. That is a really nice approach into Dubai. What do you guys think? Do you want me to turn off FSLTL? Wow, I didn't know there are so many music fans here on the Q8 Pilot channel. So now I know I share another interest with you, with all of you guys. That's brilliant. All right, Roy, thanks very much. That's really brilliant. I'm very happy, guys. All right, let's go 10 nautical miles. We are at 5,000 for 3,000, and things are looking fantastic. Look at the scenery here. I mean, this time of day is very nice, but the night lighting in Micorosft Flight Sim isn't that great, to be honest. But this is looking very good. So, how many of you guys think that we are going to butter the landing? And how many think that we're going to make a complete mess out of it? Right, let's just double check here on our speeds. 129, 134, that's fine. So that looks good, excellent. Let's arm the speed brakes. Speed brakes are armed. Still looking good. The aircraft, by the way, in terms of FPS, is pretty well optimized considering the fidelity of the aircraft. I think it works really, really well. Much better than the Anybuild's A350 in terms of FPS. Oh, you like John Denver. Doug, you're my man. I love John Denver. When I went to the States to study, I was 18 at the time. And John Denver was my absolute favorite singer. I was really crushed when I heard about, you know, his death, the airplane accident that he's had. So I was pretty upset over that. Yeah, John Denver is one of the greatest voices, and he sings with passion. Wow, pretty cool. I'll have to make a low until therefore I'm using Apple Logic Pro with native instrument plugins, which might be our best. Cool. All right, guys, we are here at this is the 20 nautical mile ring. So if I go to 20, there's the 10. So we're almost there. We still have this traffic thing here. So where's that other aircraft? It's not there anymore. It's right there. And there are more aircraft actually coming to land. But why is the TCAS still showing? That might be a bug, by the way. We still have traffic. Ah, we still have. Well, the skies are pretty busy here at Dubai. We can see the runway in sight. Visibility is great. So we're about 20 nautical miles there from the runway. Let's go approach. And we are going to go to flaps 5 now. Right, flaps 5 set. And we'll leave the aircraft now to descend, and we will configure for landing once the glide slope needle starts moving. Hello there, Rashid. Glad to have you here. My mum loves John Denver. My brother plays guitar in the Gumbri. Is it a sort of Touareg oud? My talent is unfortunately limited to singing from maiden songs in the car or shower. Yeah, the shower always works. You guys are great. Man, I love this channel, and I love you guys being here. It's just so much fun. And today I realized that a lot of you guys are music fans. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right, there's a lot of traffic ahead of us, so hopefully nothing that will break the immersion as we arrive here at Dubai International. All right, we're almost at the platform altitude, 3,000 feet. We're looking good. And there's an aircraft right above us, right there. So it must have gone around because of our altitude. I think it was at the same altitude. So there's another one now. We're looking good now. And we want 30 right. So our runway is this runway here. Normally the arrival runway at Dubai. Lots and lots of traffic here at Dubai coming to land. We won't talk about how many fly rods I own. Too many hobbies. Ooh, cool. That's really cool, guys. Alright, we're lined up. We can see the glide slope needle now starting to move. And speed is good. Right, we're looking good. And what I'd like to do FCR. And we're going to go to record. We'll wait a little bit. We'll put this here for now. We definitely want to record our... Alright, so we have the glide slope needle now at the dot right above the center line there. So let's go ahead and go to flaps 15. And we're going to select gear down. There we go. We're looking good. Flap 15 is set. All right, I'm going to take this down to our speed, which is 134. So let's take that to 134, which is our final approach speed. 134, and we are going to check here, and we can go to flaps 20. And let's go to flaps 25. Flaps 30. All right, and the flaps 5, let's see, flaps 30. We're waiting for flaps 30 to set. And the landing checklist is now complete. And we are cleared to land. Runway 30 right. At 1,000 feet, we will disconnect the autopilot and hand fly the aircraft. And we're going to come here now and record. Look at the beautiful wings of the 777 here as we come into land at Dubai International. That's Burj Khalifa right there to our left. Thanks for the info there, Rashid. Appreciate it. We can always reset the traffic. Right, we're aiming at 134. Okay, at this point I am going to disconnect the autopilot and I'm going to take control. Autopilot disengage my aircraft, and we are also going to disengage the auto throttle. And let me reset my view here. Perfect. A tad too high. Right, 2 whites, 2 reds.
Approaching minimums.
Flight slope.
100.
Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight
Minimums.
slope. Flight slope. Flight slope. Flight slope.
20. 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dubai International Airport. Not sure why only one reverser. Oh, there we go. That's the second one now. All right. And we've made it safely here. And we're just going to turn here to the next taxiway and head over to the main terminal. The auto throttle was off, actually, so we disconnected the auto throttle here by clicking on the on this little button here. So yeah, it doesn't turn these off. It doesn't matter because we've already turned them off here. So if you click this here, it will turn off the auto throttle. All right, let's give it some power here. And let's go over to the main terminal area. We can clean up, but I think we'll do... What are these aircraft doing? What is this guy doing? Looks like he's just having a ball there and enjoying his time. Very, very slow. As if he's floating. Alrighty. I think what we'll do is we'll take a look at the replay and then we'll taxi to the gate. How about that? So let's go here. Let's say stop the recording. And then play there. Right, so that's, we can put that there, and there we go. Okay. Are things slow, or is it just me? That's better. Wow, look at this approach, guys. Here's the wing view for you. Look at that wing flex, though. Very, very nice indeed. To the external view here. And let's take a look. The sands are a bit too loud. Check out the wing flex there. Very, very nice indeed. Let's do it one more time here. Maybe not so much. There we go. A little from the other side this time. So what do you guys think? I think it was all right. Let's do one with the. We'll do one with the wing view. There we go. Maybe this side. I really like the wing flex. Yeah, it's built-in replay. That's correct. Flight control replay is now built into 2024. That was pretty cool. Alright, let's come here and we're going to say take lane control. You have control. Alright. Just have to redo this arrival again. Let's clean up here real quick. Okay. Disarm the auto brakes. Landing lights off. Runway turn off lights off. And taxi lights on. All right. So that was a pretty nice flight, and I think our landing was a good landing too. Here's our turn. There's the tower. Let's go ahead and start the APU. All right, perfect. Why is the reverser still? There we go. Config flaps. There we go. Some strange things, but that's all right. I think the strobes are still on, so strobes off. And yeah, all is looking good now. Perfect. All right, let's head over to maybe that section there, and we'll land the. We'll put the aircraft at one of those larger gates over there. I think those are fine as well. The ones over on this side, but yeah, that's fine. We'll just go over there. Yeah, I removed FSLTL because it was getting annoying, so I just removed it. Gotta help. Agent stuck in reverse, yeah. Just really beautiful livery. I think we can take F13. I think that's fine. You can just come over here. Park the aircraft. And we're going to turn off the taxi lights so that we don't blind the ground crew waiting for the aircraft. All right. And parking brakes set. Excellent. We have the APU running. APU generator is on, and we can kill the engines now. Right. And we'll wait just a little bit here for the engines. Let's see, we are at 50, 70, 60, and 1. 40. All right, and now we can turn off the beacon light, and we can begin the deboarding of our passengers. So we'll say request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
All right, there we go. I think it will go for the next doors over there. All right, and there you have it, ladies and gents, the PMDG 777-200ER for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, in my opinion, this is a very high fidelity aircraft, and of course, when you hear the name PMDG, you will expect nothing less of a perfect add-on, which I think this add-on is. It's not perfect in my opinion. I think the sounds overall can use a little bit of an enhancement. I don't think that we've seen any behavior that is buggy. So the aircraft flies very nice. The hand flying of the aircraft is very pleasant. You really feel that the heaviness of the aircraft, and that you're flying an aircraft with a large wingspan, such as the 777. Thoroughly enjoyed the flight, thoroughly enjoyed the landing and takeoffs, hand flying the aircraft, definitely a lot of fun. Now, my recommendation in terms of buying or making a purchase, if you are an owner of the 777-300ER, my recommendation is to wait until it becomes available for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. If, however, you do not have it, then I think you will have a lot of fun flying this 777-200ER for 2024. When compared to the Flight Factor aircraft, I believe that the Flight Factor version excels in a lot of departments, but I think where the PMDG really excels is in the simulation of the flight management computer, or FMC. I think it's a clear winner there, as a lot of the things in the Flight Factor version still is in beta. The maintenance module is a very modest representation of what you can do in terms of maintenance. I believe that's where the Flight Factor really excels, is all the different parts. So if I am to give the title an aircraft that lives and breathes in this sim, I would definitely give it to the Flight Factor version as opposed to this one. So it's been really fun. I really am very happy to come to know that a lot of you guys are music fans. So now we have another thing that we share in common, and hopefully maybe just one day I'll create another channel for music, and I'll share my passion for music with you guys, just as I did sharing my passion for flight for the past 10 years or so. Guys, it's been fun. It's been real. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys again on Saturday. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.